Hello there. The new Speaker of the House of Commons, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, made a statement in the House of Commons today that gained resounding approval from MPs. And it's also a none too subtle dig at his predecessor, John Bercow. Firstly, as ever, please kick that YouTube algorithm up the derriere by giving this video a big, fat like. And I do generally upload new videos every day, so please check back daily. Now this will really put the boot into any shredded legacy that the previous Speaker, John Bercow, was hoping he had. Because straight after PMQs today, Lindsay Hoyle, the new but very experienced Speaker, announced a new procedure to be implemented that might keep the potentially arbitrary powers of the Speaker in check. Hoyle announced that, "As Speaker of the House, I am committed to transparency, but I am mindful that the frank advice must be protected confidentially. To balance these principles, I have written to the Clerk of the House to establish a new procedure modelled on power for the counting officers to seek ministerial direction. The procedure will apply if I take a decision as Speaker which the Clerk of the House considered comprises a substantial breach of the standing orders or a departure from long-established convention without appropriate authorisation by the House itself. In such a case, the Clerk of the House will be empowered to place a statement of his views in the library, and I will always make the House aware that this has been done. I am placing a copy of my letter to the Clerk of the House in the library." Cue much approval from MPs. Well, most of them anyway. Now this is a great way of boosting trust in our democratic system, in both the Commons itself and in the country at large. As the first thing it will do is make a Speaker think twice prior to making a decision that went directly against the advice of the Clerk of the House. It might also deter a Speaker from attempting to bully one of the clerks who disagrees with his or her decision. But the main drawback here is that although well-intentioned, there appears to be no way of reversing the Speaker's decision or preventing them from carrying a decision through anyway. Then there's the question of whether or not a subsequent Speaker might remove that procedure. This procedure relies on MPs recognising that their own House rules had been broken and taking the appropriate action of voting the related motion down or censuring the Speaker. But as far as I can see, MPs have no way of actually challenging the decision itself. So consider, had this procedure been in place in the last Parliament, I reckon those MPs back then would have ignored the clerk's statement and pressed ahead with their anti-Brexit legislation using Bercow's decisions anyway. Remember that the majority of those who supported Bercow's pro-Remain antics were well aware, or should have been, that the Speaker was breaking both rules and convention as well as tradition. And they defended their use of Bercow's reinterpretation of the rules, didn't they? So if that letter had been in place and the press made anything of a clerk's statement, then those MPs would have shared the blame out amongst them all and said things like, "This is a rule and convention that needs changing anyway." And further, they would probably have tried to defend the clerk's position as well by saying that they hear the clerk, but he's just doing what he's meant to do by reading from the rule book. What we're doing, those MPs would have said, is looking past the rule book for the greater good of the country. You know the sort of thing. Remember that it is the MPs themselves that help break those rules when they vote a law onto the statute books, knowing full well that the rules were broken in the process. Every pundit, commentator and interested observer knew the rules were being bent and twisted to breaking point and beyond at the time, and those MPs also knew, or at least they should have known. So as far as I can see, this letter is a move in the right direction, but it is still a procedure based on the gentlemanly conduct of MPs to back up their own standing orders. Had this procedure existed last year, it might have made Bercow think again, but the more you hear about his time in office, the more you question whether it would have actually stopped him. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it. Anyway, do you think Bercow would have been tamed like this? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. And thank you very much for watching.